and at Andromeda. We go to places in the universe, not just this galaxy, I believe. And
absolutely.
I know we go perhaps in a multiverse. We don't know where we go, but it could be very, very far away. Mm-hmm. So spirits in themselves, when we go somewhere, maybe here, somewhere else, and those spirits come around us, could I have spirits from another physical lifetime around me right now that you're looking at and you don't recognize?
Okay, I misunderstood what you were wanting.
All right, how about I got a spirit around me from 200 BC, from the Roman era, and I was his father.
Okay, so they're there as a teacher. They're there as like a guardian, a guide. Someone that's going to help you not go back to what happened to you in BC. So they want to help you now. They want to help you stay on the right path.
So every spirit it's hard to say. All the lifetimes that we have had outside of being spirit. But I guess during spirit time we can have relationships, can we not?
What do you mean relationships?
We can bounce into people, can't we? Or do we just hang with those people that we just had a last physical life with?
Okay, what I believe is, and this is me, I'm not saying everybody else believes in that, and I'm not asking you to believe. I believe in reincarnation. I believe that Christ gave us the gift and God gave us the gift to come back, especially if there's unfinished business, to learn from it, to do from it, to forgive it, and to be the opposite if you were bad. Sometimes, when you have a good life, but you were greedy, and you were dishonest, and you're still rich, and you're still having that best life, you will come back the opposite to do better, right, to learn your lesson from that.
I understand that. And okay. I understand the opposites of that.
Okay.
And sometimes we choose that. And watching these kids on a show on Ellen Men coming and being able to say, oh, I lived here, or I flew this airplane, and they are very specific. There's no way out of this. They
absolutely
the previous life. Okay,
yep.
That's substantiated. I'm into that. Mm-hmm. Can the spirit of my mother,
yes,
who is floating around wherever, mm-hmm, have some sort of friendship, a kindred friendship with another spirit she has never met ever?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely, because let me tell you, this is me. When somebody comes to me for a reading, what I do is if they don't come in the light and I see a little dark spot around where the heart is supposed to be, I ask them to step back. But when they come to me in the light, in heaven, there is no such thing as a name. And a lot of people, with the ego, well, you can't come up with a name, you're a fake. Well, the thing is, names don't come to me unless you're being stubborn. So I can come up with it, but in my belief, names do not come up to me because in heaven, everybody knows each other. No matter how many lives you've had with each other, no matter, whatever, everybody knows each other. It's happy, there's tranquility, there's forgiveness, there's love. So your mom, in spirit, she's a soul. She's happy. She has no pain. She has no pride. She has no ego. She's not pissed off. She's not feeling like she has to live a way where she doesn't want to live. You know what I'm saying? So she's free. So everybody that's in spirit, they do know each other.
But they will be more apt to be relationship-wise more with those that they were with human-wise. But I'm a big believer that we keep coming back, not necessarily here, but to there and to there and to here and over there and in different forms. I've been told I've been blue and white from some place. And I believe this, an Andromedan who was near me, and helping me guide me. Why is Andromedan? Because I probably
Yeah.
live near Andromeda. Which is
Right,
another
but the
galaxy.
thing is in human terms, in our vocabulary right now, you're a star seed, a star child.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Okay.
All right, but and that means that a star child can be from anywhere.
Absolutely.
All right, so now that we understand that, people keep thinking when you come back to learn something else, we in many cases choose the opposite because we don't understand. Okay, we had such a wonderful life as Prince Harry, and now I'm going to find out the other side. And when we're getting ready to choose and jump into the mother's head and the womb, on the other side of that and get more of a serf's life.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's kind of funny because you say that we choose it. I in my belief that so many people that I've helped, I don't believe that we choose it. I believe that we were chosen to do it for a lesson.
I've heard the kids say they chose it. I've heard them say, "Oh, I chose
it." It depends on the particular type of circumstances of who it was. Okay, so yes, you're right on that. Correct. But most of the people, most of us, do not choose it. When I did a reading, one of my very first readings, and this is very rare to me, but I take it as a blessing. It was my lesson. I did a reading on this lady when I first started doing particularly my hour to 2 hour to 3 hour readings. I started reading her. All of a sudden, I was taken into a past life. And just before this life started, before Lori was created, born, whatever, I was shown that I was belonging to her. Within that year that I was supposed to have been conceived, or her being pregnant, she had an abortion. But because I had purpose to be alive, I felt like I was being sucked by a vacuum into that I had a purpose to live. I was sucked to the life the parents that I have now. I saw it, I felt it, and I accepted it. Why I was drawn to those two particular people, I believe it was for my dad, not my mother.
Okay.
I mean, it's very weird. I mean, I'm very in-depth with the things that happens with me, with people that I work with. I'm very blunt. Whatever comes forward, I believe in telling it. I explain it my way to explain, to others what I go through. And that's what I believe for this life. I was supposed to be hers. She had an abortion. I was meant to be born, and I was drawn to my father, even though my mother was my mother.
You know, the neat thing is a lot of this is scripture also, because it talks in Ephesians, you will not remember the former. And a lot of the things that we talk about is in the New Testament, and there's some in the Old Testament. So, it's nothing to be afraid of.
No.
So, when we pass, we're going to be spirit for some time, and spirit may be so much more enlightening and so much more lighter and so much more fierce.
Yeah, but hold on, David. The thing is you've got to explain that in a different way, because a lot of people will say, well, you know what? I'm living in hell. I'm broke. I can't get a woman. I can't get a man. They become depressed. Then they want to commit suicide because they think it's better on the other side. Hold on. I have dealt with many cases with this. You cannot commit suicide and feel that it's going to be better on the other side. You have a life that you were created for a purpose, a reason. What you're doing now is a purpose, a reason. Everybody was created in love. You're a healer, and every one of us are a healer in some ways. You could be a mechanic. You're a healer. You're helping someone move on to get to a job. You're a paranormal. You're searching for the souls. Why are you searching for the souls? Because you want to heal them in some way, to understand Why are they still here? You're supposed to die. You're supposed to go to the light. Well, there's a lot of them are stuck. So, to me, that has to be rephrased, because a lot of people and a lot of kids are committing suicide or overdosing, thinking my mom and dad, they're assholes, excuse my slang guys, but they're assholes, they're mean, I don't have a good life, my best friend's got everything and I ain't got nothing. You're born for a reason. It's a lesson. And you have to learn your lessons to forgive whatever you're going through. And move on. Become who you're supposed to be. Don't think you're going to die and get a better life. You have to have the better life. You've got to fight for yourself.
I didn't say, Lori, I didn't infer in any way, shape, or form to go out and let's all just do a Holocaust.
Right, exactly. I understand that, but
I just said that when we naturally go, whatever circumstance,
exactly,
and we're spirit, there is a life there where we meet others and things like that, and also we can go to the light and come back.
Absolutely.
I wonder if my spirit has gone to the light and come back. I can't remember it, damn it.
Well, they just told me 9 times. You've had 9 lives.
Are you kidding?
9 lives. And you were talking about that lady that you felt you've known her in the
medieval.
Okay, well, they're showing me she was the man, you were the woman.
Who, Pam was?
Yeah.
Oh. Eh.
So there's your lesson. Whatever you did to her and he did to you, there was unfinished business. So this is the reason why you're being put in each other's paths, is to heal it and move on to where it needs to be. So if it's going to be a connection of love for the rest of y'all's lives, or even 10 lives, or 9 years, 10 years, whatever, it is to be what it is.
Yeah, well, I mean, good thing I didn't remember that. Yeah, but irregardless, yeah, and that does happen, and thank God for that. But I guess the odds of coming back to the same planet. Now, when you mention 9 times coming back, I think the times that you keep coming back is infinite.
It is what it is. I mean, it's up to that person. If there's unfinished business, no matter what it is, you're going to come back to be able to do it better, to make it better, to learn your lesson. If you're greedy, you're going to come back as someone that's going to have to suffer with the greedy around them to learn your lesson. Everything is a lesson. Everything.
Here's what I believe, and I'm going to go on a string. And I'm going to use some theoretical physics now. I'm going to bring in the science side before we close, because I've let you talk about the spiritual side wonderfully, and you've done a wonderful job, Lori.
Thank you.
Oh, you always do. Here's what I believe. You did speak of perfection and getting there. I do believe in the 11 dimensions. I do believe that you can move up in dimensions, which becomes so theoretically impossible to understand. It's almost impossible to understand the 4th dimension, or to go into it and understand it at all.
Mm-hmm.
But here's what I know. God is perfect. I believe in a God and His Son, Jesus Christ. All right?
Absolutely.
And it's okay to believe in it, because Spirit and God, or Christ, cured a crazy man who had a crazy spirit inside of him. These things happen. But here's my real point. In order on our journey to ever see God, that's seeing perfection. We could not right now, as we are, look at it and understand it.
You know how you see God? It's by loving yourself, by loving everything and anyone and everything that you're going through you.
Yeah. But we have to become more perfect, even to live.
Oh, darling, there is no such thing as perfect. Nobody on this entire earth is as pure as he is. And that right there is the ego and the pride that the man had created for you to feel guilty by staying on the right path. To me, nobody's perfect. Everybody has to forgive their mistakes, but learn off of them and become better person. There is no such thing as perfect. I am so sorry.
You know what I noticed? You know, I make mistakes all the time.
Yep.
And when I do, I have learned to apologize. I actually